Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again for another episode of Before You Back, where I take a look at some potential red flags that I see on a Kickstarter project and I bring them to you so you can make a more informed buying decision. And today, I'm going to be talking about Cypress Legacy, the board game, which is currently on Kickstarter, asking for $175,000. And as always, when I look at these, the first thing you look at is their previously created project, and they've created 16 projects, which might make you think, oh wow, they've done quite a few. However, when you actually dig into it, none of them have ever actually been successful, and they don't feel fully committed to making just a board game. So it starts off as a video game that needs $100,000 in order to be made, which is what it is, but it just didn't happen. And then it turns into a video game that needs $250,000 to be made, which seems odd, but hey, whatevs. And then it transforms into just the board game, which needs $35,000 to be made, a much more reasonable goal. And it actually looks like this one, I went through most of it, looks pretty solid. But then it goes to a library of contents, which pretty much means you're downloading a bunch of mini games for $7,000, which isn't necessarily a red flag that they're trying to expand things, but this is where it gets really kind of odd when they're offering the board game here at their $50 pledge level, despite the fact they're only asking for $77,000, even though they just were asking for $35,000 last Kickstarter. So then they do $3,000 with a library of story-driven games. So once again, they're offering more of the video game type mini games. However, you can also get the board game. So they're now saying that they only need $3,000 to make the board game. But the price has gone up to $80, which actually does make a little bit of sense, I will say. But then we get the Cypress Legacy, the board game, which now has gone from $35,000 to $80,000, which presumably they changed some things about the game. But then they went back to the board game and said they needed $39,000, and they went completely to something a little bit different and asked for the Cypress Legacy PC VR multiplayer game. They asked for $375,000. They didn't include a video, and this is the entire story that's there. Then we get to Cypress Legacy, the board game, tabletop games board game. There's so many words. They $75,000, but this is where things get odd, because this one, as you can see, was canceled on February 5th. Of 2018. This one was canceled on February 6th of 2018. This one was canceled on February 7th of 2018. And then this one was canceled on March 9th of 2018. With pretty minimal changes, it really looks like. So then it goes to the Cypress Inheritance Multimedia Franchise, a media franchise from video games, board games, and novels, where they asked for $75,000. And then once again, this is where you can get the board game and everything. But then they launched it again, and then so now that was 2 years ago. And then okay, we did it again with 2 years ago, and then that brings us to our original project right here. And I think that's a major red flag to me. So I just wanted to spotlight that a little bit, because I know a lot of people would see 16 created right here, and they just keep on clicking. They say, oh, they know what they're doing on Kickstarter. That's not always the case, and that's why you always need to make sure you click on that before you back. But that has been Before You Back. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below, as I'm trying to reach 9,000 subscribers to celebrate my 9-year anniversary of making YouTube content. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Oh, and if you ever see a Kickstarter in any genre that looks a little bit shady, be sure to send me a message. I'd love to check it out and potentially bring that spotlight on that to other people as well. Thank you.